Yeah, pretty much.
What were your first thoughts when you had a proposition to participate in a film of the Greek community of Melbourne?
Alright, so I got 2 phone calls, not just one, from 2 different people telling me that I'd be perfect for the role. And they said, you know, we need to tell you about this role, you know, you play this antagonist and, you know, you're the love of someone's life, and I can't tell you everything else that happens throughout the film, but when I read the script, I thought, oh my God, I can actually play this without even thinking, I can feel it. And when I read the whole script, I felt something because when my grandfather came to Australia, it's the same thing, you know, from Sicily. He came to bring all his children. My dad was 7 when he arrived, and he started a new life. So I think there's a wave of newcomers now. Now that it's 2016 from like 2005, you know, it's similar to when my grandparents were here.
So in a way, you felt like participating in your own family history.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
What was your knowledge with the Greek community, with the Greek culture before participating in the film?
I've grown up with a lot of Greek friends, so I have. I love the Greek food. I don't understand certain words. There's some words that I understand. That you know, katsi, you know, things like that. So not many words, but the culture I understand because I grew up with Greek girls, and the culture is very similar to the Sicilian culture as well. Being, you know, and being great in the film, I can relate to all the culture and how everything is, and the brother as well, being very possessive. That's very similar to how, you know, how the Italian culture is brought up.
So you were born and raised in Melbourne?
Yes, I was.
Does Italian culture has passed to you from your father?
Yes, so my first language was dialect Sicilian. So when I actually went to school, in primary school, I started learning English, and then slowly my Italian passed, and then I actually started speaking English fluently. Now I actually pick it up a little bit more. I'm going to Italy next week, so I'll be able to pick it up and be fluent again. I just need a week and then I'll be okay.
Why are you here in Athens these days?
So basically I built the trip around Cyprus Film Festival. So I arrived in Cyprus a week ago, and we attended the opening of the Cyprus Film Festival, and our film screened there as well. Yeah.
When and where do we expect to see the film?
So I'm actually going back home to Melbourne on October the 13th, and the day that I arrive home, that night at 9 o'clock, the film will be screening at the Como. Yeah, in South Yarra.
And in Europe, you said you participated in Cyprus Festival.
Yes, that was last Saturday night. It was screened at 10 o'clock at the Cineplex. Yes. So we actually went there. So I was there with Nikita and Spiros and Zoe. So there was 4 of us that we were all involved in the film. Me being the actor, and all 3 being the writer, the producer, and the director. So we all, all had a good time and attended there. And there was some really good reviews as well. So people were giving us good feedback and saying that they could relate to the film, and they liked the characters and how the relationships were based on also the background of the immigration and what had happened also in Greece. So everyone has a little bit of the film that they can actually relate to. You know, whether it's not all or a little, it's something that they can relate to.
And mainly you, what are those things in the film, apart from the common culture of Greek and Italian, that you can relate to, you as Sandra, and your role in the film?
Yeah, so basically wanting the values, so wanting to have a relationship, wanting to settle down with someone, and wanting to start a family, that's one. Also the connection between the brother and the way he's possessive and jealous. That's very family orientated. That's another Italian concept. And also the struggles with relationships and how everyone's intertwined and it's very close. That's another Italian.
So would you expect your Sicilian brother to be so possessive, so as to protect you, so as to torture someone that has hurt you?
Pretty much, yes. Probably worse in Sicily,
worse.
yeah.
How could you describe your role in the film?
My role in the film?
Yes.
Okay,
Who
so
are you in the film?
yeah, so I play the Greek female Melbourne antagonist, and Spiro meets me. So I also portray a really strong, independent character, and he meets me. I take to him, so we date, and I start seeing him, and then my brother finds out, and you know we have a really strong connection and a strong relationship, and you can see it throughout the whole film. But then he decides to choose who he wants, and I can't tell you the rest. Otherwise, I give the film away. So you have to actually watch the film. Yeah.
So we had shootings in Athens, in Melbourne. What special events happened in the shootings that you want to share with us? Some things that impressed you, or some special things from the scenery, from the background shootings that you would like to know?
You mean from Athens or Cyprus or the film or?
From the film, from the shooting from the film. Something funny, something peculiar that we would like to know about the shootings in all those places.
Yeah, so basically what attracted to me in the film is the way they've zoomed in on all the cities. So they zoomed in on Melbourne, they zoomed in on Athens, you know, and they took time in showing people watching the actual film that it was filmed in all these cities. You know, they weren't just filming the people, they were actually filming the scenery as well. And there's a few locations that I actually really enjoyed, and that was the ones in New York. So on the bridge, you can see when one of the characters is talking on the bridge, you can see that the light in the bridge in the background. So and where she actually filmed it is Astoria, and that's a Greek population as well in New York. You know, and also in Melbourne we have a huge Greek population, and they filmed that in Oakley. So all the Greek communities throughout, you know, the places that they actually filmed, they picked the ones that had the most popular Greek community and a strong connection to the community as well, which is a good thing.
As far as you know, what is the role of the Greek community in Melbourne? So you have friends in the Greek community of Melbourne. Is the Greek community a strong part of Melbourne society?
Yes, it is. I have a lot of friends but they all work in different things. So, you know, I have friends that have restaurants or Greek restaurants, and then I have friends who work in furniture shops.
Vanilla, of course.
Yeah, vanilla. And then I have, you know, friends that aren't involved in the Greek community but are Greek, but they actually work day to day, like in certain stores, or they're managers. You know, they do lots of careers there, so it's not just the one thing. But Melbourne's quite a diverse place, and everyone's so spread out, and it's a very good country where you can do anything you want. So there's a lot of Greek people that are just in different career paths.
Yes.
So and that's what I like about Melbourne as well. You know, you can take any opportunity you want to actually grow further in your life.
Next week you're going to Italy, your birthplace.
Yes.
What is your connection with Italy?
Okay, so I have family in Italy. So I have family in Sicily, and I also have family in Bologna. So I'll be visiting them in Sicily. I'm staying a few nights in Rome because I love Rome. I love, you know, the Trevi Fountain, St. Peter's. You know, I get to pray at St. Peter's because I'm Catholic. So all of these things, you know, means a lot to me to go and visit, and then seeing family as well.
How often do you go to Italy?
Not often. Not often. I actually go to America every year for film and, you know, my career. So for me, going to Italy is a little harder, and it's far away from Australia. So any chance I get, I can come. But at the moment, America is more my direct connection.
So mainly you work in America?
I go over there, I do some networking, and then I come back and, you know, I discuss what films that I should be doing and things like that. So for me, it's more of a work prospect.
How would you describe your career until now, the films in which you have played?
Yeah, so currently I'm actually, well, you know that I'm in the film. I'm currently playing a comedy where similar girl but different. So not as strong, a bit more bubbly, and it's more of a dating web series. So that is that got filmed last week, and that's just in post-production at the moment. So I'm waiting for that to actually get screened, and it's probably going to be finished a week after I come back. So it'll be filmed there, or it was all filmed there, and then when I go back, it'll be ready. So I'm not sure how that looks. I haven't seen anything. And then also I've got a feature film coming up, but they haven't. I've read the script, but they haven't actually done anything with it at the moment. So
what is it about? This film?
I can't actually say because it's script at the moment. So I'll have to tell you in another time. So.
Okay. And what are your targets for the future?
My targets for the future?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good question. I basically want to be a good actor and want to achieve, I guess, every role I can possibly go for. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's a strong character, whether it's someone that plays a doctor or a killer or a crazy woman. Do you know what I mean? I've played the love person and the nice person. I've also played a character where I'm a crazy nun. You know, I like those sort of roles where I can just go out of the box and do things that I'm not allowed to do in my normal life. Because when I'm crazy, no one can say, oh my God, she's crazy, because I'm actually playing that role. So it's like an outlet for me.
So your work is a chance to express yourself.
It's a great chance it is a great chance to express myself. So they're the things that I really love, and I like to push myself in my career as well. You know, if there's things that a character that I find difficult, then at least I can go and start understanding what the character is, how to play the character, ask questions, study the surroundings of what's going on, not just reading the script. You know, I go off and I try and think about, okay, how would I better myself in that? How is the other characters going to be if I'm connecting with them? So when I actually met Spiros in the film, I met him at the audition. We had a good connection, but we also spoke outside of the film and understood how one another were, so we could actually have that connection on the film. And you can see it when you watch the film, that it's quite easy to watch, and you can see the connection between us.
So is it so important in your work to have a connection with the other actors? Is that a thing that if there is a good connection, people are going to understand it from the play?
I think that if you're playing someone and there is a connection, people do see it. If you're struggling as an actor and that person's not giving you anything, I think the viewers can actually see that. People see truth. If you're hiding something behind the camera, then people can see that. Yeah.
If you were a film critic, what would you say about your movie?
If I wasn't...
If you were a film critic, a critic from what would you say about the film?
I would say that it has an interesting concept, the storyline's strong, the Greek community, it actually makes people understand what they're going through and how the country is, and also the connection between Australia and Greece and America is quite good, and the relationships as well. It's not just one or two, there's many relationships involved in the film that brings it to life. So I think that it's a good movie.
You know, after this movie, you have become an important person about the Greek community. Everyone is gonna know you and consider you part of them by playing the Cretan, right?
Yeah, right.
Would you like to play maybe in the future in another film with not the same theme, but from Greek producers with a Greek theme?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I need to start learning maybe a few words in Greek.
Yes.
I can understand a couple of words, not many, but it would be good to actually be involved in another Greek movie for sure. I'd love that.
In a way, you are the third person in the film. How would you comment that?
How would I comment that?
Yes.
In terms of how I feel about that, or how my character is portrayed in the film?
In terms on the plot of the film, how important is the dilemma of the protagonist on choosing to stay in Australia with you or go back to his girlfriend?
I think it's very important, and I think it's one of the strong aspects of the film. I mean, because he doesn't know what he wants, he's a bit lost, and he has his his love in Greece. He has his family, his friends, his work, everything. But he's left everyone behind, come to Australia and met me, and I'm part of what he wants, and I also have the Greek culture, everything that he wants in Greece, in Australia. But it may be enough, it may not be. So you'll have to see.
Are you aware of the Greek crisis and everything that's going on in Greece all these years and its connection with Australia?
Yes, there's a lot of news on that. So every week there's news on the SBS channel. We have a lot of Greek issues, especially with immigration and things like that, Italy. So I do read up on the crises, and also in the newspapers. People talk about it as well. When friends go to holiday in Greece, they come back and they say, oh my God, this is what's happened, this. So I do hear a lot.
The main theme of the film is something very new, a very new idea for us, and very interesting to have a political party from Australia about Greece. This is all about. Do you think that this film is reflecting the will of the Greek diaspora there, and what they want to do so as to be more connected to Greece?
I think that the film is giving people an insight as to what's going on and making them maybe push more for that to happen. Yes. And I think they're trying to get it out there so then people can actually do something about it.
You told me before that you like to play a lot of roles, and you are able to play a lot of roles. Isn't there a special one that you want to see yourself?
There is a few. There's not just one. There's a few, but one of the main ones I'd like to either do an FBI or a secret agent, because I have that strong projection, and I find that I'm very straightforward and direct. So I think those roles actually appeal to me, and I have that look that actually has that FBI look.
Exactly. Okay, fine. Would you like something to add?
There is something. So. When I got the call for the audition and I read the script, I came to the audition, and when I arrived and did 3 scenes, I found that it was quite a good connection, and I did it really well. I was one of the first people to actually come, and I was the first one, and Spiros wasn't there yet, so Nikita had to pretend to be Spiros, so I was involved in directing it straight to him, and there was a panel of people as well. Then Spiros came and we took over, but it didn't ruin my thought or anything, because I was so entwined into the actual character that I didn't even notice it, because I felt like I was Katerina. It was a good role for me. It was quite interesting, and because of the whole Sicilian and the crate aspect of it, I found it quite easy for me to actually step into that character, so it was really good. And also, the people that were actually working on the film, everyone collaborated from everywhere around the world, and everyone put a lot of heart into it. It wasn't just work for everyone, it was heart. So that's what made the film, I think.
And would you like to say 2 words about the actor and producer Nikita Ballas?
Yes, of course. Nikita's a wonderful person. He's very passionate in what he does, and he works hard. And when he wants to do something, he goes and does it. He doesn't just sit back and think, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. No, he actually gets an idea, plays around with it and does it.
Because in the film he makes a lot of promises, but he's very able to fulfill them.
Yeah, of course. He fulfills them and he pays everyone and he's very good at what he does. You know, and he's had to work with every single person all around the world and manages to do this film. And Spiros as well is quite talented. You know, reading the script and having them meet each other and how this all panned out was worked out really well. It was a brilliant idea.
So maybe in the future we will see you three cooperate again.
Maybe. I mean, we all work well together, so it could possibly be a chance.